All right, welcome back to another Genshin Impact tier list. This time we're going to be tier ranking random Genshin Impact groups in a zombie apocalypse. How are these characters going to survive, or will they die right away? Let's find out. So, right now, Genshin Impact is under maintenance for 6.0. Nod Cry is about to come out, and I'm very excited. But during the meantime, let's do a tier list. So, we have 7 different tiers, and this will be groups of 3. Every character except for Alloy will be a part of this, including the Traveler. So we could get a group of 3 that I think would last forever. I mean, they could just be a perfect match to survive and everything goes right for them. Survives for a few years. I mean, they hold out in a good camp or town for a long time before it becomes overrun and they die. I don't know. Then we could get a group who only lasts a couple of months without any food or water. Anything can happen. People would get desperate. We have the middle tier. It could last a long time or it could die quickly. There are a lot of variables and a lot of different things that can happen at any time during an apocalypse. So honestly, whatever happens, happens. Few weeks tops. This group is not going to last long. They're going to kill each other or the zombies are going to get them very quickly. And then, of course, you'll have a group of 3 that would you just know they're going to die right away. They have no chance at survival. And then you get a group of 3 that could either make a cure or cause a new apocalypse. I mean, like if Sucrose and Albedo are in a group together, you know they're going to do something. So, yeah, here we go. So, we have all the characters here. Just like our tier list, we're going to start up groups of 3. We have exactly the amount of characters we need. So every group will be a group of 3, and it's going to be great. So the first group, Ian-san, Yao Yao, and Chiori. Oh, man. All right, so Ian-san, Chiori, and Yao Yao is our first group of 3 in the apocalypse. So basically how I'm thinking of this is, everyone's at Tavat, and somehow a zombie apocalypse breaks out. However, all these 3 characters are together and they have to survive the entire apocalypse with just those 3. So, how would these 3 fare in a zombie apocalypse? Honestly, I don't have a good feeling about this group. I don't. Oh man, I feel bad. I don't feel confident about this group. Yao Yao is just a kid. Ian-san's, even though she is she likes to work out. She's strong, fast. I mean, her speed is a very good quality to have. And Chiori, what would Chiori make of this? Would she just give up and die right away? Because her attitude, her personality, she would just be like, I don't care. Just get me out of this hellhole. They might last for a couple of months. I would put them in a few weeks, but they might last a couple of months. Also, I don't know how I want to do this. All 3 of them surviving, or one of the 3, because I feel like Ian-san would definitely last the longest. But yeah, I'm gonna say last a couple of months. So that's my final opinion on that group. Although I could put them down to a few weeks tops. I might just move them down here. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I can see them lasting a couple months. Next group, Lanyan, Dahlia, and Kave. All right. So this very different group of characters here. Oh my gosh, Lanyan, Kave, and Dahlia. Kave would be amazing, an amazing person to have on your team or in your group in the apocalypse. Dahlia, I don't know anything about him. I think he'd be scared. And then Lanyan, I think she'd be very crafty. I think they're all very smart too. I'm going to put them, would they survive a couple of months or would they actually survive a few years together? Honestly, I'm going to say a few years. I think their brains together would come up with a really good strategy. And we know how good Kave is with, carpenter work. He can build something for them. I think this is a good group. Yeah, they do well together. Auroron, Eula, and Emily. Alrighty, so with this group, Eula, Auroron, and Emily. Auroron, is going to have a ton of vegetables. He'll be on a farm. Eula is actually the one I'm not sure of. I think Emily would do great in the apocalypse. It's Eula that is the question here. And plus, how serious would Auroron be in the apocalypse? Would he actually try to lock in, or will he be his normal goofy self? No, I don't see this group lasting a long time. I'm gonna say a couple months, but over time, I don't think they're gonna last long. Emily will probably be the last one standing of this group, like Eon-san for this one. I mean, Emily might make it a while, but I think the group as a whole, only a couple months. Chevrez, Flynn's, and Yai Miko. Holy shit! What a group of characters this is. Of course, we don't know anything about Flynn's just yet. Maybe in a few hours we will. But we know he's a light keeper who works in a graveyard, so he's already used to, being around the dead. He kind of just gives us that vibe that he'd be able to take care of himself. Chevrez is obviously a very strong character working as a police officer in Fontaine. And then Yaimiko is Yaimiko. What would she do in the apocalypse, honestly? I definitely see them surviving a few years, though, for sure. At least a few years. I don't know if they'd last forever, but definitely a few years. It'd be a very good, solid group that will be able to take care of themselves. Next up, Fischl, Ayaka, Razor. Well, they're dead. They are 100% dead. I might just say dead right away. Razor is definitely dead. Fischl, I don't see her lasting long. And then Ayaka, I could see her lasting long with people, but Ayaka alone, I'm not that confident. I think they're going to be dead right away. I don't have a lot of faith in them. I'm so sorry. Sijuin, Mika, and Yoimiya. What? Yoimiya, Sijuin, and then Mika. Well, Mika's going to be terrified of everything. Sijuin is just a little Melazine. I don't think she'll be able to. I don't have high hopes for her, unfortunately. And then Yoimiya, she's amazing. She's strong, but I don't see her lasting over a year. It's going to be either a few weeks or a couple months. Sijuin is a healer. Alright, you know what? Couple months. Sijuin is a healer. So she can, heals can't, bring people back to life if they get bit. But I'm going to say a few months. I'm going to say a few months and then they're going to die. But that's not saying much because I could easily put them in the few weeks category as well. This is a very hard, topic. I was trying to think outside the box of a new tier list video and I came across zombie apocalypse. So I'm just like, you know what? That'd be interesting. But honestly, in execution, this is pretty hard. Ningguang, Kazuha, and Bennett. Well, is Bennett in Natlan or in Mondstadt? Because unlucky Bennett, this group is dead. However, Kazuha and Ningguang would be really good in the apocalypse. Bennett, however, would not be. Unless he's in Natlan and he has all of his luck. So, with this group, you know what? This is a perfect group to put here. Could die quickly, but could last a long time. Because, Kazuha could be just roaming around in the woods. He likes to be alone and kind of travel. He could just get snuck up on right out of nowhere. So anything can happen. So yeah, that group is either way type of group. Ito, Kutching, and Diluc. Oh, yeah, this group ain't lasting long. Nope. Few weeks tops. Hey, I'm giving them a few weeks. All right, I'm giving them a few weeks. That's all I gotta say. This group, Ito and Diluc, yeah, it's not gonna go well. And then Kutching, Catching might do well, but it's not gonna last long. Zhao, Kokomi, and Wander. Oh, Wander, what are we gonna do with you? Zhao and Kokomi. What the hell is this group? Um, Zhao would honestly do very well in the apocalypse. Wander, if we're taking abilities into play, Wander with his, being able to fly mechanic, that'd be nice. And then Kokomi, if she's around water, that'd be cool, but otherwise, I don't see her lasting that long. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to make of this group, if I'm being honest. I do not know. Because what will Wanderer be like in the future? Because if you think of The Walking Dead, Daryl was very hot-headed, kind of like Wanderer in the beginning, but he mellowed out and became, a very chill uncle type of character in the future. Wanderer could be like that. I have no idea. And with Zhao's ability to just teleport here and there, he's not going to die anytime soon. But they're all too skilled to die like right away, right? I'm going to say they might actually last a few years. I'm going to say they could last a few years. Why not? Chaska, Navia, Chongyun. Oh, this is a good group. This is a good group. I'm liking this. Chongyun likes to deal with ghosts and other paranormal activities, spirits. So I think he'd actually do very well in the apocalypse for some odd reason. Chaska has her flying gun she can just fly around with. She's used to being in the air. I think she has very good instincts. She'd be great. And then Navia, I think she'd be an underrated. Like she's very smart. She'll come up with a plan. Oh man, would this group last forever? Chaska can go on supply runs very easily. Honestly, I think this group could honestly last forever. I'm having a hard time seeing how at least two of these characters would die within a few years. This is a very, very good group. Strong, very would get along well. It's good. Klee, Raiden, and Lynette. Holy shit. Yeah, no, there's no way this group is surviving. You have Klee, Raiden, and Lynette. Lynette already has two brothers to deal with. Don't pair her up with Klee and a puppet. Are you kidding me? Well, okay. Raiden is really powerful, we know that. But other than that, this group is dead. So, what do I say? I have no idea. Because Raiden... Are we going to say Raiden can lock herself away from, hundreds of years? I'm going to say no. That's not allowed. So, I don't think they're going to survive a while. I say a few weeks tops. Or dead right away. Well, Klee could blow up the zombies. So yeah, a few weeks tops before they all get killed off somehow. Stupid. Because I could see them dying in the most entertaining way possible, to put it, lightly. Yanfei, Hu Tao, and Raiden. Yo. Wait, did I say Raiden? Yanfei, Hu Tao, and Yelan. My bad. I meant to say Yelan. I said Raiden. Yo, this group is very interesting. Very. So, Yanfei and Hu Tao are besties. Although, a lot of people, like newer Genshin players might not know that, because we don't get Leeway content that much anymore, but these two are actually very good friends. Yelan, I mean, they all are Leeway characters. But Yelan likes to work alone, by herself, very crafty, cunning, mysterious. She'll be fine. She would be absolutely fine. Hu Tao, she'd be one of those crazy people who likes to play with the dead, but never dies. And then Yanfei is a lawyer. She's smart. She can craft up ideas, be the leader, I guess, of this group. I want to put them in survive for a few years. But would they survive forever? I don't know. Would this group survive forever is the question. All right. I I honestly cannot think of a way more like than two of these characters would die within a few years. So I'm gonna say they're just gonna survive forever. Honestly, that's what I'm going with. Final answer: Kujosara, Kale, and Ganyu. This is interesting. Kujosara, Ganyu, and Kale. Oh man, Kale better be careful. I can see her getting overrun pretty quickly. Ganyu, as long as she doesn't fall asleep, she'd be pretty sharp. And then Kujosara is definitely the leader. She'd be great, I think, at this. But I this is an odd group. Honestly, I'm gonna just put them as a couple months. I could probably put them in a few years, but Ganyu, sleeping a lot, Kale being afraid and kind of scared and making mistakes. I just don't see this group lasting a long time. So I'm going to say a couple months. Xingqiu, Farina, and Mawika? Hot damn, we got two Archons and Xingqiu. Wow. Yo, if this was a Genshin team, like an actual team of three, this would be insane. So Mawika would be kind of like Daryl because, motorcycle, badass, best character. Farina, I don't think Farina would like the zombie apocalypse. And then Xingqiu, I don't know if I see him lasting a long time either. But he's with a good group. This group is definitely surviving for a few years. I don't think they'd survive forever, though. Definitely a few years. So that's where I'm going to put them. I can just see Mawika getting too cocky, Farina becoming overrun, and then Xingqiu just trying to help as much as he can, but he overhelps and then gets bit and stuff. I don't know. I just don't see them lasting forever. Unfortunately. Layla and Nefa Shilonen. Oh my. So you have Nefa, a robot. Hey, I mean, she's part robot. She can use that to her advantage. Shilonen has skates. However, she does like to sleep a lot, but she can just climb up a tree and sleep. And then Layla awake is going to die right away. However, asleep Layla is actually going to be the best character for this. So, this is a very fascinating group. Very, very fascinating. So if Layla becomes asleep and becomes absolutely god tier, if she can do that on a whim, if she's just in like a really bad spot, she can just fall asleep right when she wants to, and then let her sleeping side just get her out of any mess she's in. Because I would think that would be possible. So, and Shilonen's very good with she's a blacksmith. She can create a bunch of different things. She can fix up anything. She can build a house, build a freaking mansion. So I think this group would last a long time. Would they last forever? Honestly, I could see Nefa and Shilonen lasting a long time. Layla's the kicker on this one. Should I just say lasts forever? Because Layla's the only one I see dying anytime soon, if I'm being honest. And these two would last forever. So I'm going to say forever. Alhaitham, Fremine, and Ayato. Alhaitham, Fremine, and Ayato. So here's the thing. Here is the thing. Fremine can easily just be underwater for a long time. Ayato would be very good and smart. Same with Alhaitham, but will Alhaitham and Ayato get along? Well, Alhaitham get along with either of these two. This group is actually a very good group. They're smart. They want to survive. Alhaitham would probably bet himself to survive the longest of the three, so I see them lasting forever. I don't see any of these three characters dying. Fremine may be shy and anxious, but he's not afraid. We've seen him do some pretty crazy things, so yeah, he's gonna survive, just like everyone else. See, Lali, Sino, and Rosaria. See, Lali, Rosaria, Sino. All right, this group. I see this group lasting a few years. They all have very good traits about them that will make them last a long time. but I definitely do not see them lasting forever. Something's going to happen. Someone will make a mistake or lose focus, lose track of time. Just something bad is going to happen. I do not see them lasting forever. It's going to be a few years of very productive life, but it will end after a few years. Traveler, Dia, and Barbara. Yep, they last forever. This group is perfect. The Traveler, Dia, Barbara. That they're gonna last forever. Traveler and Dia, I was like, oh yeah, no, these two together are perfect. And add in Barbara, a healer. I mean, she's just gonna grow up to be an absolute badass. You know that one meme with Barbara with a gun? Yeah, that's gonna be her. Barbara's gonna go off, get the most zombie kills. Kaya, Janyun, and Charlotte. Kaya, Janyun, and Charlotte. This is a good group, actually. Janyun's very good at building things. Kaya likes to go out on adventures. And then Charlotte. Yeah, good luck, Charlotte. I don't think she'd... I don't know about her. But hey, she might surprise me. But with these two being around her, she would definitely help Janyun. And Kaya, I think, will look down at her as like a, daughter figure. I don't know. He might want to protect her and take care of her. This group is definitely going to last a long time, few years. Do I see them lasting forever? This group doesn't scream forever to me for some reason. Why do I feel like this is a group that would go into, like, run into another group of, hostile enemies or people and get killed? I don't know. That's what I see. They're definitely going to last a few years. Goro, Hazo, and Yunjin. Well, this is interesting. Goro, Hazo, and Yunjin. What a weird group. I do not know what this group would do. They're all so different, and I don't see them dying right away, but I don't see them last. You know what? This is another good time to use this category. Honestly, they could die quickly or last a long time. I do not know. This one can go either way. I guess it all depends on luck, where they are, how fortunate they are with materials and food. I mean, yeah. Lisa, Risley, and Nahida. Yeah, this group is like a perfect definition of wife, husband, daughter. Perfect. Lisa, Risley, and Nahida, yeah, they're lasting forever. There's no way they're not. You can't argue with that. They're not lasting forever. Baiju, Mizuki, and Ga Ming. Baiju, Mizuki, and Ga Ming. Wow, this is a weird group. You have Baiju, who is a healer, doctor, smart, but I don't think he's going to be very... I think he's going to want to stay stationary for a while, not want to move around, not too agile. Ga Ming, he's going to be a badass in this. He's going to be great. And then Mizuki, I have no clue what she's going to be like. I don't think she'd be that good in a zombie apocalypse. But I could see them lasting a few years for sure, but definitely not forever. Mizuki might just get bit out of nowhere. Ga Ming could go too ham and get caught in a horde. And then Baiju's left alone, and then he'll get picked off eventually. So I would say definitely a few years. Next. Kachina, Chi-Chi, and Xinyan. Oh no. Oh no. I'm already not liking this group here. Chi-Chi's basically dead. Kachina can only do so much. Poor Kachina. And then Xinyan, she's gonna be awesome, but I don't see her lasting long, especially with these two. I don't see it. Few weeks. I don't even know if they can last a few weeks. No, I'm gonna say dead right away. I'm so sorry. I cannot see it. Can't see it. Varessa, Llama, and Albedo. Varessa, Llama, and Albedo. We don't know much about Llama at all. I do know that she can turn into like a deer. Varessa can obviously run very fast. And Albedo is Albedo. Can I see this group lasting forever? No. No. All right, hear me out. Few years. Because listen to me. Varessa, yes, she's very fast, but she's also very clumsy. And she likes to eat a lot. I could see her eating like something she shouldn't have and then die. Or I could see her just being very clumsy, running into a wall, dizzying herself, getting a lot of zombies attractions and then dying. Albedo, after a few years, I feel like he's gonna get bored and try to experiment with, different projects and experiments. And then he's gonna do something terrible and he's gonna kill himself, basically. Not like on purpose, but by accident. And then Llama's just Llama. I think she'd survive for a long time, but after a while, I don't know if she'll be so lucky. So that's my opinion on that group. Next, we got Arlecchino, Venti, and Diona. Oh my god. Arlecchino would not be able to stand Venti. And then Diona, I feel like Diona and Arlecchino, I feel like would argue a lot. I do not like this group. I don't think they last a long time. I don't see it. Nope. Diona won't make it long. Venti won't make it long. Arlecchino, by herself, I think would be fine. But as a group, nah. Like, she might clear the path for these two for a while, but there's no way she can keep doing it. No way. I say a few weeks tops. I'm sorry, but few weeks. Harley, you got screwed. Mualani, Sucrose, and Noelle. Noelle, Sucrose, and Mualani in a zombie apocalypse. I think Mualani would do well. Sucrose would not do well. Noelle is the one I'm not sure of. I do not know what Noelle would do in an apocalypse. I don't. I do not know what she would do, if I'm being honest. And Sucrose, hey, she might try to make stuff. She's a chemist. She might not be so timid. After a while, she might get used to it. So, and Mualani can be very, like, I could see her just jumping into a pile of zombies, trying to kill them all, and then get, like, accidentally bit. I'm going to put them in this category. Could last a long time or could die quickly. It's kind of 50-50. So I'm going to put them there. I feel like that's a good spot for them. Toma, Beto, and Nilu. Now, this group I like. All these personalities kind of match. I think they'll mesh very well together. This is a good group. Would they survive forever, though? Probably not. So I'm going to say a few years. I don't think they'd last forever. So, yeah, I'm going to put them there. Beto would do most of the killing. Toma will definitely stay at the house, make food. Nilu does everything else. She's the best. But are they, like, besides Beto, would Nilu and Toma be really good in multiple fights? Would they have the stamina? I don't know. I'm going to put them there for a few years. Nefer, Kuki, Shinobu, and Candace. So yes, the brand new character Nefer, Candace, and Kuki Shinobu. Right? Yeah. Nefer, Kuki, Shinobu, and Candace. I like this group. Ooh, man. This is interesting. I think this is a very, very good group. Would they they're definitely surviving a few years, but would they survive forever? That's the question. Yes, because Candace can fight. She is a protector of Aru Village, but she can also get her hands dirty and bloody. She is not afraid. Yes, they're lasting forever. I see it now. I don't see them dying. I don't. This is going to be a group that lasts a long time. Nuvolette, Zhongli, and Sayu. Holy shit, guys, it happened. Nuvolette and Zhongli together with Sayu. Wow. This group is weird. I feel like I can put them in a few different categories here. I'm not sure. I can see Nuvolette and Zhongli lasting forever. Sayu, on the other hand, I don't know. Definitely a few years. Yeah. Man, this is such an interesting group. This is kind of hilarious. Man, I don't know. Because a part of me also thinks like, hey, what if they come up with a cure? Try to make something, but would Zhongli really be like that? Like, I can see Nuvolette working on something. But I don't know about Zhongli. No, I could see them lasting forever, I guess. Sayu, they'll protect Sayu with their lives. Sayu can also camouflage herself. in disguise. Yep, nope, they last forever. Never mind. Shenhe, Amber, Clorand. Getting down towards the end here. Shenhe, Amber, and Clorand. Oh man, this is another very weird group of characters together for a few years. I'm not gonna say they last forever because Shenhe, she doesn't understand humans a lot, and I feel like she'd just try to kill zombies with her bare hands or something and get bit. Amber, she's great, but I feel like she can get overly confident sometimes and then get bit. Like I feel like a lot of their deaths would be by accident, out of the blue type of thing. Clorand would definitely, I think, last the longest, but anything can happen. So yeah, a few years for sure. Next, Shangling, Escoffier, and Skirk. Wow, what a group of characters. You have a chef, so you're not really going to run out of food. You have the warrior, Skirk, who trains forever. And then you have two chefs, and you have a warrior. Well, they're going to survive for a long time, that's for sure. But can Escoffier and Shangling, can they fight? Like, Skirk can't be doing all the fighting. So would Escoffier and Shangling... Well, also, is the Skirk's, like, Abyss teleporting also come into play? Because that could also be very effective. Man, this one's really tough. I'm going to say forever. This one's really tough, though. Could go either way. Faruzan, Sethos, and Dory. Yep, they're dead. They're dead. Dory, no, not lasting long at all. Faruzan and Sethos together, honestly, not a bad combination, but it's not something like I don't see them making it long term. I'm gonna say a few weeks. I don't know. I want to put them in like few months, but I'll put them in weeks. Jean, Linny, and Ino. Jean, Linny, and Ino. Ooh, wow. Man, this is a weird group as well. I just don't. I'm gonna say a couple months. Like I know we know Ino is very good at building things within Nefa. Obviously, she would be very useful. Jean, I think, would be pretty strong, but and then Linny, I have no idea how Linny would be in a freaking apocalypse. This is just a group I can't get a read on. I could honestly put them in could last a long time or could die quickly. I could put them in that category. No, I'm going to say last a couple months. Tainari, Child, and Aoife. Tainari and Aoife and Child. This is a good... Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I might do a funny here. All right, so I see this group easily lasting a few years, maybe even forever. So let's just say I put them in one of these two categories, okay? But hang on a minute. Tainari likes to make a lot of, cures and stuff like that. Aoife is a veterinarian, but can also kind of be a doctor. He knows a lot of different things, medical wise. And Child is Child. Ajax Tartaglia, he's the best. They might just make a cure or cause a new apocalypse. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm otherwise, like, surviving wise, they're definitely one of these two top categories, but I can also see them trying to focus on a cure or just cause a new apocalypse by making a terrible cure. And then the last group, Kanich, Mona, and Kirara. So for this final group, you can X out of that. Kanich, Kirara, and Mona. Oh, man. Either a couple months or a few years. Mona would be able to tell a lot by her spy. I forget what it's called. Kirara would be, I don't know. Kirara is the one. I don't see her lasting a while. And then Kanich would be really good with his grappling hook, but there's only so much he can do. And then there's also a how. I don't know. I'm gonna say a couple months. Although I can see them surviving for a few years if they get lucky. And now I want to say I'm done here, but I have been thinking about something. Well, I'm probably not going to change it, but this Emily, Auroran, Eula group, I mean, we know Emily she's a florist, but for some reason I can really see her focusing on a cure. And then Auroron with his vegetables will try to help and just ruin it and cause like a new apocalypse or something. And then Eula, she's smart and she can also help, but I can move this group of 3 down to this tier as well. But that's it. That's the only other thing I was thinking. Otherwise, we actually got some very good groups that would survive for a long time. I'm surprised. I thought we were going to have more, dying right away. But hey, we got lucky. So this was a pretty varied tier ranking. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. What do you guys think? What groups did I completely misjudge on and they were going to last a long time and I said they were terrible, or vice versa? And yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Have fun and nod cry.